The word get is a verb. The dictionary defines it as receiving or having possession, use, or enjoyment of, coming to a specified place, arriving, reaching, and lastly, to succeed, to become enabled, or to be permitted. So with all that said, did you get it? Good. Welcome to Get the Podcast.
You better get it while the getting's good. It won't be long until I'm gone in all likelihood. Misinformed is an excuse, be the engine that could. I know my roots, I know my rights, and still misunderstood. I'm getting to it.
Hey, what's up, people? It's your friendly neighborhood Negro, JC. And Get the Pod is a micro pod where I give my 2 cents, a couple quarters, and a few dollars on some hot button issues in not only the Black community, but the overall global community. All of the episodes will be under 20 minutes with the goal of, hopefully, getting you to the point of fruitful and meaningful conversations with those in your immediate friend groups and circles. So, you got it now?
Yep.
You get it yet?
Think so.
Good. Let's go. So I was sitting today in Peach's Restaurant off King Drive in Bronzeville, Southside Chicago, and there was this white guy that I didn't see the older lady, but I was waiting to see. But there was this white guy, and he was helping an elder get out of her vehicle, right? So immediately, when I'm on the south side of Chicago and I see white people, I immediately get angry. I'm just gonna be honest. I think, why the fuck are you here? That's my thought process, right? Because for many a generation, you couldn't pay white folk to step foot in the projects, let alone move here. They actually did the opposite when the legislatures and laws and everything were, proven to be quite like incensed and racist and, really hateful towards, Black folk. They actually left their neighborhoods because we were moving in. So it's just kind of interesting to me that they would move back. But then, of course, I have to reconcile, my issues with, let's say, older generation white folk versus younger generation white folk. Because I don't care how nice you are now, at some point in time, you had a hand, either directly or indirectly, and I feel like a lot of it is directly. And this is just me being completely, I'm just gonna say just being completely being ignorant and, being in my feelings, but fuck it, I can, bitch. Because after 400 and some odd years in this country, we still ain't what we're supposed to be. But anyway, I basically, feel like, at some point in time, you had a hand in keeping another Black person down. If it was indirect, I can't really fault you for being indirect, because things happen and are done indirectly all the time. But if it was direct, of course, fuck you with a rusty spoon type of situation. But yeah, so talking about older white folk versus younger white folk, like I said, I am left to reconcile my feelings with the young generation. White people born the same year as me. To be perfectly honest, I cannot be mad at them. I can be mad at the situation. I can be mad at history, but I can't be mad at them because, as me and other friends have talked about numerous times, it's not that they're not doing these things on purpose. They're doing these things because they're college students in the same position as people my skin tone, and they need to find a cheap place to live. And they don't want to live in the burbs because they work in the city. And, a lot of these people, a lot of these millennials like myself do not have cars. So you know what? They need to be close to Metro and metropolitan sources and this and that. So, I'm forced to reconcile that. And these people, most people, I'll go to the limit and say this, most white people are not inherently racist. They do these things out of ignorance because they do not know any better. And they don't know, when we talk about in terms of gentrification, they don't understand that gentrification in and of itself is manifest destiny for a bunch of fucked up bullshit that they parents and they parents' parents and they parents' did. They don't know these things. They don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. They're just looking for a cheap place to live in the city. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that our areas are the cheapest because, of course, for years and years and years, you couldn't pay a motherfucking cracker to live in the projects with the niggas. So, it's, again, I'm forced to reconcile my feelings with these things. I can't hate, all white people, contrary to popular belief, as some might do. I don't hate all white people. Some of y'all are really, really nice. Although the motherfuckers that's in Congress passing these laws to bankrupt the country and fund their kids with $175,000 in their prep schools and shit. Yes, y'all motherfuckers I dislike with a passion, and I wish you would die. And I can't wait till that happens, because once that happens, then maybe we could possibly get some change, real change in the country. Because guess what? All the motherfuckers that want to be oppressive and do oppressive shit are dead. And y'all motherfuckers need to die promptly. Like ASAP, like heart attacks, cardiac arrest, all that shit, cancer. Just let it go. Just take over, let go, and let God. So, yeah, this is my thought process. But again, I'm left to reconcile my thoughts and my feelings on the matter. And so it's like, how do you be mad at a person's ancestry and the things that are done and not be mad at the person? Because when I look at you, 20-something, 30-something year old white person, and I talk to you, I get the fact that no, you're not racist. If anything, you're just really, 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 really ignorant. And people of my ilk and skin tone and complexion are also really, 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 really ignorant and illiterate. I have conversations with them on a daily basis. So I do understand that. But it's the difference of, my people's ignorance doesn't negatively affect you and yours. You and yours. You know what I'm saying? My ignorance is isolated. My people's ignorance is isolated and kept in a section. While your people's ignorance your ignorance isolates an entire fucking group of people. So it's like, how do I reconcile these things? How do you make this okay? How do you make it better? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things that myself and a lot of other free Black people, because again, as I've stated in the previous recording, my people, my generation, the 30-somethings, the 20-somethings and under, we are the first free Black people in this country. We are the first generation, first and second and third generations of people to have almost pretty much basically the same exact rights as a white person in America. But we're still dealing with the backlash of all the bullshit from the past 398 years. Obama was in office for 8 years, 392. So we're still dealing with the backlash and the bullshit from yesteryear. So we're still dealing with it, but we actually have all the rights and freedoms as little Abigail, Hannah, or Brad. So it becomes an internal struggle, because it's like, to hate white people or not to hate white people? That is the question. Because, of course, this is America, and it was built for people like you on the backs of my people who were kept down and segregated. And, it's kind of like, as a white person in America, you're like, fuck. I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but I didn't do that shit. Yeah, you didn't do it, but you're the beneficiary of it. So, the beneficiary of a crime is still going to be, looked at in a certain tinted light. It is what it is. And that's your cross to bear as a white person in America. Your cross is to deal with the guilt, because your country has not dealt with that. Your country likes to sweep it under the rug and act like the shit never existed. So it's a hard cross to bear. But I mean, shit, ain't none of y'all motherfuckers getting pulled over and killed by the police. Won't none of y'all motherfuckers, kept out of housing and money and jobs and wealth and opportunity and upper mobility like mine have. So, I mean, I got my cross to bear just like you got your cross to bear. But so, yeah, I think that's where we're at with this one. I think it's what I would like to call reconciliation. I think I'm going to call this voice memo reconciliation. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Get the podcast is a production from the OVT Network with original artwork by Kenzo Sturdivant,
and original music by Sincerely Blip. The podcast is hosted and edited by me, your friendly neighborhood Negro, JC. If you found value in anything I've said here today, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on YouTube or Instagram at the OVT Network. You can also connect with me, JC, on IG at JC from the OVT. Gotta keep it simple, right? Don't forget to rate us 5 stars and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever your podcasts are casted. And lastly, did you know that if you share this podcast with just one person, we would double in size the community? So, with that being said, get to sharing, goddammit. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you listening. Peace.